Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tells us a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian. You devalue the citizenship of every Canadian in this place and in this country when you break down and make it conditional for anybody. Well, with all due respect, Mr. Prime Minister, I disagree. Someone with dual citizenship who commits treason has no right to Canadian citizenship because citizenship has within it the idea that one is loyal to one's country. What our Prime Minister is doing is devaluing the meaning of citizenship for millions of proud and faithful Canadians. He is bringing honored Canadians down to the level of terrorists, men having tasted the freedom and diversity of Canada, still chose to go to the Middle East and fight for the Islamic State, an ideology that is diametrically opposed to our Western values. These Canadians got on a plane to fight for ISIS and watched as our allied soldiers were burned to death in a cage. These are people who got on a plane to fight for an organization that sells women and girls into slavery. These are people who left Canada to fight for a group of people who push homosexuals off buildings for the crime of being gay. These traitors came home for one reason. They lost. Had they been successful, they would have brought their hateful way of life here to Canada. Now keep in mind, Prime Minister Trudeau is the same fearless leader who gave $10 million to Omar Khadr, also a terrorist traitor. By declaring a Canadian is a Canadian is a Canadian, our Prime Minister is elevating these terrorists to the level of our veterans. But our PM won't spend money on rehabilitating our veterans. Instead, our government is fighting veteran groups in court. Why? Well, according to our Prime Minister, because they're asking for more than we are able to give right now. Yet, our government has already sent billions overseas for climate change, and now our leader is going to spend our tax dollars from loyal and proud Canadians on reintegration programs for the 200, give or take, terrorists. Excuse me, I meant foreign travelers, for that is how our Prime Minister refers to them, who went to stand with the Islamic State against Canada. Our Prime Minister said, we are going to monitor them. We're also there to help them to let go of that terrorist ideology. Help them let go of their terrorist ideology? They lived here and still chose that terrorist ideology. 80 years ago, under another liberal government, Jews trying to flee the incinerators of the Nazis were told they were not welcome in Canada. The mantra was, none is too many. Now, under another liberal government, we are told that our doors are open to traitors and Islamic terrorists who will be reintegrated into our Western world. Really? They're going to be reintegrated while they attend their local mosques and listen to imams call for death to the Jews and pray the Al-Fatiha that demeans, denigrates, and disrespects Christians and Jews? Think about that.